Yo, welcome to another episode of Unpredictable Thoughts Podcast. Your boy Troubles in the building.
It's your boy Ford.
Oh shit! Damn, it's your boy Dre. You feel me?
So we got not not really a new guest. He was on before, so
old guest.
yeah, old
I
guest.
forgot
So,
my intro.
yeah, but it is what it is. Just like anything else, hey, I'm sipping on something different today. Some Ciroc, and was it mango cranberry? I think so.
Yeah, crayon mango
Yeah, cran mango. It is what it is.
from
What y'all,
Publix.
what y'all sipping on? Same thing.
You got that same shit from Publix.
Piece of rock and cran mango.
Cheers.
I got that goddamn crayon strawberry. You feel me? Or strawberry, or however y'all motherfuckers say it.
What?
I got that strawberry. You feel me? I don't know how. You know I can't say my
Drinking cran
TR
apple with
with the motherfucking crown apple.
Dude, where the fuck strawberry come from?
No, it's mixed with the
It's crayon
strawberry.
strawberry.
It's crayon strawberry.
the
Oh.
mix is cran strawberry.
Got
And then he
it.
drinking crown apple.
Hey, for all my folks out there, civilian, military, hey, drink responsibly, please. Drink responsibly. Call an Uber, call
Oh,
a taxi,
shit.
call your homeboy, call your chain command. Just drive
Call
safe.
your chain of command.
Man, you gotta call whoever you need to call to get wherever you need to get. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to say, don't practice reckless drinking and driving.
And put the electronic devices down. Don't let that shit control your life.
Here we go. Here we go. So to start off the podcast, I do want, because this will be probably coming out after October 1st, so we'll just kind of hit on the anniversary of the Vegas shooting. That was crazy. So, what he had? How many people died? Anybody know?
Only like 50 something, 53 I think it was.
Yeah. Did they ever confirm how many like what type of like weapons? Because they was just saying M16s right at that time.
I don't know. I didn't follow it too tough. I know he had an AR-15, couple other handguns on him, but like I said, I don't. I
That
want.
was another thing I didn't kind of agree with was the whole handgun situation. Because I'm like, oh, from the floor that he was on with a handgun, to me wouldn't have made any sense. I mean, I'm not a gun enthusiast as far as the whole ballistic standpoint, but like from the videos that was shown, like that shit sounded like a saw.
No. He shot out the window with the AR-15, but like on his way out, he had the handguns on him. He wasn't trying to go out, without a gunfight.
Oh, he killed himself? I thought they killed
Oh,
him.
boy, y'all need to run me up on this. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because this sounds like some Grand Theft Auto type shit.
Well, you should know because it is the biggest or the largest shooting in U.S. history.
I mean,
Just so you know,
Uh,
I ain't
59
care.
casualties.
59 casualties.
Come over here
Goddamn
and talk
massacre.
shit.
That's crazy. But my condolences go out to those that my condolences do go out to those that have passed on that time frame. It's just crazy, American terrorists. That shit is just crazy to me at the end of the day. So yeah. So y'all
Homegrown.
hear it by the time they give their little shindig about it. So anything else on this topic?
No, bro, I ain't even gonna push too much on that, because I don't even know too much about it, honestly.
I don't know about the Vegas shit.
I heard about it, but man, I got Netflix and Hulu, dog. I don't watch news or cable or nothing like that. So, yeah. Look, I ain't know we was gonna start.
That's a
with this
different
topic.
podcast for
That's that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's a
Let's
different
move
topic,
into the
'cause-
shit.
That's a topic for another day. Like the younger generation keeping up with the current events and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a different thing, man.
But
And I'll take
I mean,
that loss.
I mean, we could.
Oh no, it ain't no knock or nothing like that.
I mean, I keep up with them, but like I said, with that one, I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's just like social media. You only follow what interests you. So I mean, like certain things in the news just don't catch people's attention because it's not something that they can identify with or it's something that resonates with them.
But with social media being so prevalent in today's society, with everybody just sharing stuff, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying because you can have a circle, because like with social media, is really based off of your friends
Yeah.
on what you receive and
What you
what you put,
like and stuff
yeah,
like
all
that.
And
that
what you
shit. So it's
share.
like if an event go on and like 700 of your friends never share it, then it's like you probably never see it.
I mean, and
Exactly.
then even if it do come on your timeline, if it's something again you're not interested in, you just keep scrolling.
But what society is always like when massacres, like fight shootings, that's like that always catches people's attention. Like a shooting in Vegas, like come on now, that's. But then again, it's like I'm not everybody,
Yeah.
so like yeah.
And then never know. Like I don't know where he could have been at that time. Shit, he might have been in the field doing a field op or something. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm giving
Yeah,
him an outlet. You know what I
he
mean?
giving me an outlet, but
I'm
like I
giving him an
said,
outlet.
that ain't. I ain't even gonna try to defend that. That's not something like what Alex said. That wasn't no shit that was shared by people who I follow, basically. So that wasn't like a thing that I would. Because again, if I would have saw like shooting, mass shooting, stuff like that, I would have clicked on it.
Yeah.
But nobody really shared that. So it's like, all right, cool. I only see what's shared because again, I don't have cable. I don't watch cable. I don't see the news and stuff like that. So really that is my news is what I see on Facebook or Instagram or whatever the hell. And it might be fucked up, but I mean that's what it is.
Damn, and that's crazy just on how we kind of get our news now because it's like kind of a gift and a curse with social media. Like, do we kind of find that as it being real?
I don't say real. I mean, because obviously you got to do research on shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like for instance, I seen a couple things that's on Facebook that motherfuckers will post, and it be some bullshit. You know, I just seen a post the other day. A girl said some shit about how you have to be, women have to be 25, married, and get their husband's consent to do a fucking what they call that shit? Get their tubes tied type shit.
What?
So when I actually go to look it up, you gotta be 21, and then it depends state by state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But me just looking at that, everybody was just sharing that shit, saying, "See, men got these rights and women da 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 da." Nobody actually went and looked into the shit. They just shared it because they thought, okay, it's on Facebook, it must be true. Like, no, motherfucker, I do research. I saw you posted it. All right, cool, that's interesting. Let me go Google this shit. Let me go look into this shit and
go
see what
further.
the fuck it is.
So is it any state? I mean, kind of in her defense, is it any state that you saw that was maybe 25?
Yeah, it was. So that's why I said I'm
So
not
her
gonna say
caption
she
probably
was
didn't
wrong.
produce that, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying you need to word it differently. Like
Marine
in
Corps got
your
a set of
state.
standards too, though.
What do you mean?
So they got a different policy where the Marine Corps will cover it, but you had to be a certain age with a certain amount of kids. So that could have been what she was talking about too.
Yeah, she was
'Cause,
saying it was in her state. So
I don't know about states, but I know the Marine Corps they got a different policy as well. Cause like a dude, if you just want to go get a vasectomy and you want the Marine Corps to pay for it, you got to be a certain age, and if you marry, you gotta have your wife's permission. Like it's a whole lot.
What?
Yeah.
I mean that's what I said. I mean if you married, obviously you need the other person's consent. I mean that's just period. That's just point blank period. So that shouldn't surprise anybody.
But I ain't talking nobody
But
about cutting my balls
The
off.
thing that caught my attention of it was the fact that she said women have to be married to have it. Like I was like,
so
all
she
right, that's some
kinda, in that sense,
bullshit.
generalized it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
dog,
right.
you don't have to be. Who the fuck? What doctor is gonna say that to you? You gotta be married to get this shit done. No.
They probably it's probably a high recommendation. Just in
Yeah.
case you kind of renege on that.
So that's all that is. So that was just an example on that. I don't want to get too deep into that subject, but that was just an example on like you got to do research. Don't just take shit off social media and be like, all right, yeah, that's the truth. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Fucking look that shit up.
Well, we do got a topic later on in the podcast that deals with Facebook and social media once again. Hopefully, it'll be a great debate. So all my great debaters in the room, get ready. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Get ready. But for this podcast, this is like one of my not my last podcast in general, as a whole, because I do have a message I want to kind of give to the world, because I feel as though the military doesn't have a voice in a lot of things, and things are constantly changing within the military, and then also we have homeless vets. So I want to get as much information out there. But for my 3 years here, or 4, I don't know how long I've been here in Albany, I have been doing podcasts. This is my core people I've been doing podcasting with, and this is one of my last podcasts with my folks, my kin folks.
Yeah.
My kin folks. So for those that don't know, it will be a podcast coming out. I briefly touched on me getting out the Marine Corps, 9 years total. And yeah, so let's go in. Let's go in.
I'm disappointed in you, dog.
So we're gonna start with the most obvious question: Why? Why after 9 years you just call it quit?
Uh, 9 years. So
You halfway done, B.
yeah, I mean that is a question.
No,
It's
that's the question. It's not a question. That's the question.
Yeah, you stalling.
yeah, nah.
5 points.
He said 5 points.
Let's go.
It's one of those things I always thought about, but I never kind of really put it forward, And just with my career, like, of course, when I first joined, I wanted one thing. My thing was just travel the world, retire. My goal rank was to make massive guns. Like, that's how invested I wanted to be. But, as I got older and you kind of start mingling with other branches of service that get paid the same fucking amount, get paid the same amount at the end of the day from E5 to goddamn E9 or once you hit 20 years and just other opportunities. It's like, okay, nothing is wrong with the Marine Corps. Something is kind of wrong, don't get me wrong, but it's just like at the end of the day, we're a war fighting institution, like point blank period. That's the core of us is war fighting, right? So now we kind of break it down to where we might kind of be at war. I'll just say we're at conflict with certain things, right? We're not like fully at war till we have a constant rotation from East Coast and West Coast where they flip flopping of going on constant rotation of deployments. So I'm like, okay, we're kind of in the cool down period, right? So it's like, what are we training for? Like that's just me. It's like, okay, organization, institution keep on saying training. I'm like, okay, where is my training targeted to? Because it's just like football. Okay, you wind up getting stats, you wind up getting all this intel information about who you about to play next, right? But it's like with us, it's like, what? So you kind of create like a fog of war. And then go to the left side, left spectrum, it's like, well, okay, we doing all this training. If I was to get out, how can I put it into the civilian community? Like me running 3 miles, putting that shit on my resume in 18 minutes. Like maybe I could get in the police force. I mean, damn sure I could get in the police force, but that's just something that I don't want to do. But if you look at other organizations, some other organizations, a lot of their jobs are tailored for them for higher success to get out at the end of the day. And like we don't really have. Maybe we do have it, and I just haven't stumbled across it to where I'm always if I'm at the education center, I'm spending at least an hour there just picking her head or his head of, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? What's this program do? How can I correlate it to the civilian community? How does it help me later on in my career? And it's like we always, as an institution, as an organization, we're always the last one to do shit.
I agree, but I also disagree because I always preach to anybody that asks me personally, about joining. Always preach, yeah.
Okay.
Always preach about finding a job that you can translate into the civilian world.
Yeah.
That's why I already told you, like on the last one, I would never be a grunt. There's no benefit, there's no upside, there's no plus to it.
Be a police officer.
There's no benefit, there's no plus, there's no upside. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
can SWAT.
I can literally graduate high school and be a cop.
Yeah.
I'm not going into the 4 years, 5 years in the Marine Corps to go be a cop. You know what I mean? I'm not doing
you be at a
infantry
higher
for that.
position though, right? I mean,
is it worth? Is it
that's
worth?
not even the same shit. Cause grunts nowadays, we in peacetime, dog. Fucking grunts is bitches sitting in the company office.
But no, now to that point though is when you talk about training. Obviously, you got rotation of you got the new Marines coming in or whatever. You got new cycles of recruits coming in, becoming Marines. They need that training. But you also, when you talk about training, you got the junior sergeants, senior corporals that they need to be trained on how to be leaders and how to lead those junior Marines, those lance corporals, those new PFCs. So when you think about training, it's not just the training to fight wars and shit like that. You also got to take into account it's admirals that need to learn how to do payrolls and new joins and stuff like that. So you might have a section where you got a couple Marines that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then you get that new join who don't. But if y'all ain't constantly training, who's gonna train a new guy to come in and do that job?
True.
Yeah, you could tell them like this is what we normally do, but how do you really train them? So where if that corporal, that sergeant, sick, pregnant, out of work or whatever, does he know what to do?
Yeah.
So it's bigger than just training for war and fighting battles and shit like
Day-to-day
that.
operations. Yeah.
But like I said, we do have a lot of opportunities to translate in the civilian world. It's just a lot of people, just like we talked about before, you don't know what you don't know until you go looking for it.
Correct. I agree.
And a lot of people don't have the appetite that you have to go search and seek knowledge. So that's another downfall. So that's kind of why I asked you, why was you getting out? 'Cause I know we talked about it offline, but a lot of people don't know what your end state is or what your goal is for getting out and kind of leading you to where you're trying to go now.
So it's like, okay, you got other organizations to where it's like, okay, they have schools on, like, colleges on base. Like, on base.
That's just Albany. Albany doesn't have that down here, but...
Well, yeah.
Because I definitely took a course in Okinawa. Just one. That's all I needed.
Yeah, it's a lot for me. It's like I'm just trying to relax at the end of the day. Like, of course, I'm gonna do my thing and train who I need to train and
Gonna be
inspire.
a bum when you get out.
I'm gonna inspire who I need to inspire because that's just me. Like, I'm always reaching back. Like, yo, you know about this program, you know about that program. Hey, it's like with us in the past when we first met, start talking about the stock market. I was kind of interested. I really didn't invest yet. And then once I started invest, I hit you up all the time, like, yo, what's up with the stock market? And then right from there, I told somebody else about it. Because that's just how I am. But we just so slow. Like, I just don't like it at the end of the day. We're just so slow. I did 9 years honorably. And it's just like, at the end of the day, looking at other organizations on how they operate. Because look at the Air Force.
Yeah.
The youngest branch of service. And we kind of discussed this. We didn't really go into it. The youngest branch of service. And they run a fucking company like a Fortune 500 company at the end of the day. And we've been kicking it since, what, 1775, right?
To that
I mean,
point,
we got disbanded. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, we got disbanded.
But not even that is... What's the end goal of the Air Force compared to the Marine Corps? They not getting their hands dirty in the Air Force. You got some people on the ground doing
they
whatever,
practice troop welfare.
but their end goal is to provide air support. Like,
yeah,
that's what their main mission is.
yeah.
So I mean, if you think about that, you need technical people in the Air Force.
Well, you need technical people on the ground too.
Do you?
Yeah. When you fight war, it's you're not trying to just push 1 million people out and whoever dies, they die.
Look at the Army. Biggest branch, and what do?
Yeah, they directly funded through the U.S. government, but I can't say that because I'm not in it. I'm not up there who's making the top-notch decisions. Because when it goes to the general level, I'm pretty sure they all talking.
Yeah, of course they got representative of each branch and members of Congress in the big Oval Office of the Pentagon.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got the representative of each branch, but again, each branch has a different mission. You everybody knows. In the military world, the Marines are the grunts.
Yeah.
Army just has brute force through strength.
Correct.
They got a mass that's way larger than ours. Like, our footprint compared to the Army, can't touch them.
Because directly funded through the government. And we're funded through the goddamn Navy. Whatever the Navy don't want, we take. It's like being a little younger brother, in a sense.
The younger but tougher brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Mommy said I could wear that shirt. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I kind of want more for myself, especially at peacetime. I know it may kind of sound ridiculous, but I said if we went to war again, I would stay in.
But you said you wanted more, so
I don't know. I'm
throwing me right now. So
I'm kind of at conflict, though, you know, because I believe when it's war, it's like, okay, just focus on that. But it's when it's peacetime,
I mean, I
It's
see
like,
where you kind of going with it. 'Cause, I mean,
I'm focused on myself, family, maybe something else.
I'm just trying to figure out because you said other branches offer more, but then you went back to the Marine Corps not at war. But when we in combat and we in theater or whatever, that's all we focus on. We're not worried about schooling or training. Like we're no shit. You in combat, you're fighting rounds down range. That's what we focus on.
Yeah, I go.
So you throwing me off because
Yeah,
you said you want more, but now that we out of combat, that's what you got. You got more because now you can go to school at your leisure. There's
so
nothing.
basically, what he's getting at, like, what do you mean by more? Like,
Yeah,
what exactly?
I
are you
think I believe personally is more programs in the other branches of service that we don't
programs
provide.
such as?
I don't know them yet, so
I mean, like
just-
you saying it's more, but like
Yeah.
you see, if you can't provide the background, we need information on what exactly it is that they have.
Now,
that
I'll
we don't.
say-
opportunities, shit, better duty stations.
I'm not gonna
Well,
say
I-
opportunities.
I agree
'cause
on that
really,
one.
me. I mean, I got the better duty stations, shit like that, but opportunities really. Me just looking at it, maybe I'm biased or whatever. I think if you went and did a job interview and you said you was a fucking airman, and then another guy went in and said he was a fucking Marine, I'm pretty sure they probably would go with the Marine. Depending on what y'all resumes is, if y'all resumes are pretty evenly matched. If your resume is shit, obviously they gonna go with him. But if y'all resume is kind of even, they say this guy's a Marine, they're going with the Marine because everybody fucking knows Marine Corps is.
Well,
top.
technically, in the airman field, most of these certifications are already blessed through the Department of Labor, so
I
their
got it,
resume is
but-
gonna be top notch at the end of the day. So I mean, yeah, you could go with the Marine, but at my leisure, I'm gonna be Marine and airman or Marine and soldier. So I mean, I have the best of both worlds at the end of the day. So I don't know. I'm just trying.
I feel you.
Yeah,
So
wow.
sound like to me, you're just trying to see what else is out there. You've had your fill of the Marine Corps. You kind of want to see
You want to spread your wing.
what the Air Force, Army. Because if you go Navy,
Is,
I'm
is that the
you,
plan?
so-
That's what. Hold on, because he just do it. Is that the plan? Like
What?
you going to another branch?
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Another branch.
You going to the Air Force?
Air Force Army. Let's see who take me first.
Oh shit!
the Army gonna take you first.
Go to the
Yeah.
go to the Air Force.
Yeah.
Don't go to the Army. If you go to the Army, you ain't my brother no more.
Is that sometimes a stipulation with the Army? I mean, with the Air Force, where if you come from the Marine Corps, you basically gonna be
Like mentally unstable.
You're gonna be like an Air Force grunt, basically.
Oh, I mean, I'm not sure. I always heard that, but then recently it was like basically what she was saying. It was like if you went to the Marine Corps and then you try to go Air Force, it was like the Air Force would take longer to kind of accept you because of the ways of thinking that we
They
had.
think
don't
you
like us.
retarded.
Yeah, mentally
They
unstable.
think they don't like us. Even when we around them, I heard some shit a long time
They
ago.
get
Like
hazardous pay for being
when we,
stationed on
yeah,
our
that's what I was
base.
just about to say. That I heard that shit a long time ago. That they get hazard pay like when Marines are with them, type shit.
Shit. Why not get that bread?
I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
Because
I'm
they
not
automatically
knocking
in
it. I
danger.
just had to ask the question for the
Yeah.
people that
And
you
then
know.
it's a little. I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit of race that plays factor for me as well.
And-
You know, duty station.
You gotta touch on this. Let's
I
talk
feel,
about
I feel
it.
lonely
What's
as
it,
hell
race?
sometimes. Like
Where? In the Marines?
Yeah.
How?
Race in the Marines.
All right, I can see where you're going, but coming from here, how?
Here, no. Like here, I know it's like it's all black people.
Yeah.
Here, this is my first time I've seen an all black chain of command.
Multiple all black chains of
Multiple.
command.
But the thing about it, when you play the bigger picture,
Yeah.
are you gonna see it again? What's the odds of you seeing it again?
And
Well-
it's even changing now. I mean, look at how the chain of command is changing. Like it's
Yeah, so
It
like
was all black, and it's
at
like,
first it gave me
yeah.
hope.
It
That's
is
why I
all
put
black.
in my
They take
package
them in.
of
Ours is
becoming a
white.
recruiter
Theirs
and
is
things of
black.
that nature. But then I'm like, okay, the bigger picture is like, okay, this shit just happens here. I've been to other duty stations and it's like I look at that wall and I'm like, oh shit.
What you think you gonna get in the Air Force?
That's what I'm saying.
True, huh? Now I know in the army shit, we good. They
Yeah,
got tats
the
on their
army,
hands. And they got goals in their mouth.
You just want to grow out your beard, motherfucker.
No, I don't care about growing up.
Turd. He gonna
I
be
mean,
a turd.
I agree with the whole race thing just a little bit.
Race does plays a factor though at the end of the day.
Being a female, yeah, they're starting to change things a little bit. Starting to get with the times, but I mean, it clearly was not for us. And
Yeah.
even still, people will question what you do way more with certain things like hair and stuff like that. They question it so much more just because they don't know is it the original rules wasn't really made, in my opinion, for ethnic people
Yeah,
at
but I
all.
mean, if you kind of go back in the history of the
America wasn't made for black people.
yeah, it wasn't. But if you kind of go back in the history of the Marine Corps, it was like, oh, the Marine Corps was the last branch of service to let blacks in. So I mean, that plays a huge factor in it all at the end of the day. And then the leadership course I just came from, the assistant commandant is, I guess, trying to create a program or create something to kind of combat prejudice within the Marine Corps.
That's a people thing. Is you can't enforce through policy a people thing without connecting with the people.
Yeah,
People gonna always have prejudice. It's taught at a young age. You see it. Like that's not a Marine Corps thing. That's a people thing,
yeah,
and it depends on the people that you bring in. Because I grew up around people that didn't really fuck with black people, but it wasn't to the point where like I'm scared to go out and hang with white people and nothing like that. It was just a group of people that just didn't vibe with black people. Okay, cool. You do you. I'm gonna keep doing me. But
yeah,
it was never to the point where I had to fear what street I went down, or I couldn't go down this road, or hang out with this group. It was never nothing like that.
yeah.
But so I don't have that mentality where I don't trust white people. I don't hang out with white people. I don't have that mentality. So it's just that's a people thing. I mean, I don't know what program he gonna do. Like every black person will have a white battle buddy. Like you know what I mean? That shit. I don't. How do you enforce something that it's not a policy thing?
Yeah.
It's a people thing.
Yeah.
And
You
some of
just
that
gotta,
shit is just
yeah.
natural. Like literally, some of it is natural. What the thing is, we didn't even notice this shit back in boot camp,
I did.
and just in general, like to where all the black recruits just automatically got
Migrated.
cool and they migrated by themselves. All the white crew, and then we had a little Hispanic dude. He came in like, "Hey man, why the fuck y'all segregated and shit?" And we looked around and we like, "Damn, they is all over there, and we over here." Because it was just a natural thing. It wasn't like, "All right, these the black motherfuckers. I'm about to go with them." It was just natural. Like it's just what comes to your mind. So
Yeah.
not saying that's right or wrong, but it's just a natural thing. Black people fucking when they come to a different unit or they go wherever the hell they go, they just automatically come to it. Shit, when I got here, who the fuck I started talking to?
Well, you ain't
Black
have many
ass.
options over here
You
because
feel me?
everybody there
I'm
here
talking
black.
to your black ass, his black ass, her black ass. You feel me? That's just natural shit.
Yeah. My question to you, Asia, with it being 2018 or whatnot, how do you feel? How do you feel about, I guess, seeing the first black African? Damn, I'll repeat the same thing. First African American,
Black
a
African?
female general.
African.
Damn, girl.
Oh, she got to get all the way in tune with this.
I mean, to me, honestly, 100% honest, it's pretty inspiring. Like, you look at, because every day, or I flip flop like all the time. Like, yeah, I can stay in. Yeah, this ain't that hard. I can do this for a long time. Then sometimes I'm like, damn. Pulling my hair back in these buns, pulling out my edges. I don't know how long I can do this. Like, so it's just like so conflicting. And then when you meet females who been in 30 years or you see things like that, it's like, oh, like, man, I can only imagine how it was for them. I'm over here complaining about how my edges are in my bun, but imagine how it was for them and they made it so far. Like, it's pretty inspiring.
On that note, you can claim that on your VA when you get out.
Oh,
I'm serious.
Is it
Like your
worth
hair,
it,
I'm
though?
serious.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you have to wear your hair in a bun and gel it down and comb it.
And it's
You
not
can
good for hair.
you can claim
It's
that
not-
on your VA.
it's
So
not
ladies
good for
listening
any
up,
type of hair.
if y'all in the military or whatever, and you gotta style your hair, you can claim that on your VA when you get out.
But is it worth it?
Is
If
it
you
worth?
retire.
Claiming it like.
Well, I mean, that's a side. Like,
Yeah.
if she wants to do 20 years, I'm just pointing out that she can claim that hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, that 20 years is on the individual.
Got it.
Like I told you before, like the military in general ain't for everybody.
Yeah, we discussed
And then you
that.
got the Marine Corps, the grunts of the military. That shit ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
It's a special individual. It takes a special individual.
Yeah.
That's why I can't, you know what I'm saying, look at you if you join the Navy.
Nah, ain't about to be no semen. I'm good. Good
You
love.
wouldn't be no semen.
You was there once.
Yeah. I guess that was kind of my
I mean,
notion.
But on that note, though, I salute you in whatever you do.
I do want to continue honor
Yeah, just kick
honor my
knowledge, give
country.
back. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. But with me getting out, we got young Brown staying in, about to go to the drill field.
I ain't asked for that shit.
Are you ready?
Nah, just playing.
No, shit. Then you checked in, goddamn high and tight.
I've been asking for that shit since I was a motherfucking PFC. You feel me? My wife made me get rid of my high and tight. That ain't what we talking about. But yeah.
What made you want to do high and tight?
Cause I mean
The
that was
boost
just
fade.
yeah, like that was
Maybe
just
it's a down
a
south
thing.
thing.
I don't know, man. That was like a personal thing. It was just one of them things that you gotta find something to keep you going type shit. I don't know how many people like that. I know I'm like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But my thing was Albany. Albany is a different place. I'm not gonna say it's not the Marine Corps because that's what people like to say. But
still
it's
getting
just,
JP here.
It's completely different. Like to a point, it's a make or break you type place. So you see everybody else demotivated and all that shit. That shit get to you. So you gotta find certain shit to push you that's gonna go. And the high and tight was just one of the things. Like, all right, cool. I feel like if I do got the high and tight, motherfuckers think I'm motivated. So, all right, cool. I got to show that I'm motivated. I got to prove a point now. So, it was one of them things that I was doing for myself to make sure I keep going and doing what the fuck I got to do because it was a motivational type thing. Same thing with fucking drill instructor. If I didn't have that to focus on, like, I want to be a drill instructor. I want to be a drill instructor. I want to be a drill instructor. I would be doing, I would have fucking got out. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, for real?
I'm one of them people, I need a goal to go towards. I need something to push me. So that was my thing. Ever since I was a fucking PFC, I want to be a fucking drill instructor. Everything I said, that shit came. Like fucking, I want to be sergeant in 3 years. Boom, 3 years. 2 years, 11 months. Sergeant. Boom. I want to be a fucking drill instructor. Boom, now I'm slated to go.
You know what's crazy about that?
What?
A lot of people don't even have ambitions. They join and then they don't have the ambitions that he just talked about.
Yeah.
They don't have goals in general, but then let alone the aspirations to be, you know, like basically the tip of the spear.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about Marines and what all Marines set themselves up to be, it's a drill instructor. So to have that ambition, like when you first come in and to set the goal of pick up sergeant in 3 years, hit that goal, now he's about to go be a DI, a drill instructor. A lot of cats don't have that drive or that ambition, let alone the fortitude to keep pushing to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I think we talked about it before. Like, the one thing that I hated about, Marines or prior Marines is that they become motivated when they get out. They hoorah after they get out. You know
I'm
what I
a
mean?
veteran.
Like, you got these, like you said, the negative attitudes walking around just mad and grumpy all the time. But when they get out, they all of a sudden, hoorah, and I'm proud to be a Marine. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why not be that? Why not be proud to be a Marine when you serve?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I salute anybody that has goals and admiration. And to you, don't let nobody knock you off your path. If that's what you want to do, I know you know what I'm saying, wife talks about that haircut. Well, I ain't mad at her for that.
I'm going back to
that.
Hey,
you ain't going to have no
right
choice.
back to it when I get out.
Skin that son out. But to that point, though, when you set yourself on a path, man, you got goals, pursue them. Don't let nobody knock you off your path because you got individuals that's just mad for no reason.
Yeah.
They're just literally just mad, like, oh, I'm in the Marine Corps. Oh, fuck the Marine Corps. Why?
Yeah.
They don't really have a reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to say, Ivan said, fuck the Marine Corps. I'm like, yo, it just ain't for me. I encourage people to stay in at the end of the day and, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm like, yo, right now, what I'm looking for in life, other than the war.
And the thing about it is, I with stuff like that, I still respect. And I always tell people, like, if you're going to get out, because I'm not that motherfucker just because I love the Marine Corps, I expect you to feel the same way. As long as you got a plan, I don't care. Like, if you got a plan, you like you said, you getting out, you going to the Air Force, you got all this shit set in stone, cool. But if you just say you getting out of the Marine Corps because you don't want to be in the Marine Corps, okay, what the fuck is your next step in? Like, what are you going to do? Yeah. Like, you need a plan type shit. So that's my thing. I'm not that person to preach to you like you need to stay in. As long as you got a plan, you fucking good. Because motherfuckers have this thing to where they blame it on this person, they blame it on that person, they blame it on the place where they at. A lot of these motherfuckers like Albany not the Marine Corps, you shouldn't send it. Fuck that. You bloom where you planted. I came to fucking Albany. Facts. I've been here since I was a PFC, 18-year-old PFC. I'm a fucking 22-year-old sergeant now. So how the fuck is Albany not Marine Corps?
And you still getting JP the same?
Yeah, exactly. Same shit.
You might get double in JP, but
because the same shit.
They sure when I get out there,
when I get out, that motherfucker, them fucking recruits ain't like he was in
No,
Albany.
he was at Albany.
He was in Albany.
Marine.
He not a real Marine. Nah, they gonna be scared just like they gonna be scared of them other motherfuckers. They don't know what the fuck the difference is.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking sergeant, you a sergeant. Same shit. So,
Yeah, I salute you going that drill for. I ain't even my
I got
type
a
of.
bad back, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't even my type of vibe. I ain't yelling. Ain't no.
Nah, that was me.
All right. Nah, I'm good.
I'm telling you, I was there, but
I'm good.
I mean,
I
I'm
knew
past
I
that
was
stage
wait,
now.
that shit, boy.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
good.
past
Love
that
it.
stage. I got a bad bag.
I like seeing it though. I ain't gonna lie. I do like seeing
Yeah, make
them.
sure you send some videos out when you got your recruits, you know,
Oh, yeah.
you drilling.
Hell yeah, you got
The
to.
drill.
I
Your
ain't gonna
cadence better be on point too.
Oh, my shit is beautiful. You know, we ain't gonna get into that.
I want to do a quick 5 seconds.
Nah, we ain't about to
Okay.
do all that.
No
you feel
preview.
me?
Okay,
Nah, we
got
ain't,
it,
you
got it.
know.
Hey, but I will say, some of the shit that you went through, just because you went through it, don't mean you can do it to the
Oh,
recruits.
yeah, you don't even gotta say that to me.
Yeah, man, keep yourself. Think about your career when you done.
I got my career to think
Yeah.
about. I got my wife. I got
Yeah.
my baby on the way. I don't play no games with people, kids, man. My thing is, I'm gonna get you the training you fucking need, but I'm not gonna do no shit to them that I wouldn't want done to me. Period. Same.
Or
shit.
that you had done to you. Just because you had it done, don't
Yeah, that's what
mean.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you know,
I mean,
all
you
that.
check it out first. Like, yo, can we do this?
Nah,
If you got an ass, chances are you can't do it.
I mean, but no,
Look,
sometimes you
hey,
just don't know.
Yeah,
Look,
true.
Alex, look, you can't correct nobody alignment. You feel me? Like that shit is a no. You feel me? Because you gonna run up on the wrong motherfucker, and that's gonna be it. That's either gonna be your career or your ass or both.
Yeah.
It might be both.
Cause that's a recruit don't mean that's a bitch. You get your ass knocked the fuck out thinking that tough guy shit. I ain't pulling nobody cards.
True that. You might have to go by McDonald's a couple times.
Yeah, you just hold that. You hold on to that. You feel me? You tell, hey, I got you, bitch. You know, you get their ass with the IT, but don't put your hands on the wrong motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's gonna be over with.
Like I said, I salute you on that. Like, for real. It wasn't my style. I was a more recruiter type of vibe. I did actually put my package in for recruiting, but
Shout out to them future recruiters, man.
I can't lie to people for a living.
where Jones and Curtis at? Jones and AC at? Because they was recruiters.
About to be out on these streets real soon.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, we got 4 about to be out on these recruiting streets.
I couldn't do that and I was talking about it earlier when my master gunner started. I couldn't do it for moral reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because my shit, I would be fighting with myself. Like my standards of what I think a Marine should be type shit versus, all right, I need these numbers. That'll be the main fight. Like, all right, cool. You need this, and the third. But then it comes down to a quota, and I got to meet this quota, and now I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna send them through. I don't want to put myself in that type of situation.
Yeah, Jeopardy. I mean, I can totally
Some
understand.
people though that I seen, you really can't judge the person. You absolutely cannot, because some people they'll just be living a regular lifestyle. Wasn't interested in the Marine Corps. It's just something they didn't know about. But when they get into it, they put their all into it. They get in and they blossom. So, and they can start off being like a 300-pound damn near ass person. You just like, nah, they can't be no Marine. They too big. When that person got the dedication to lose it, do whatever they have to do to get to boot camp, make it through boot camp, blossom in boot camp, and blossom as a Marine. It just depends on that individual, and you just can't. Even if some of the people that's been in for long periods of time, ask them where they were before the Marine Corps. Ask them who they were, how they were, all of that. Some of these people will be like, damn, never would have thought.
And that's what don't get confused what I'm saying. I'm not saying like that situation. I'm saying just period.
I think you
attitude
think more
of
talking
Marine
about just
Corps.
telling people like how to get in and shit like
Yeah,
that.
you know, like I'm not about to you fat, you not going to Marine Corps. No, I'm saying attitude. Like, what is your dedication level? Like she said, what's your dedication level? What I feel you gonna put into Marine Corps, how I feel about it overall. That's where I go off of it. Is if I want to recruit you or not.
That's deep.
I'll make a mission.
Cause you see what I'm saying? I don't want to get into that situation. Cause my thing is, and that's how I always been, is fucking. If I feel if you don't have a passion for the Marine Corps, you shouldn't be in the Marine Corps. And I feel that's the difference between the branches. If you just wanted a fucking job and you just want to be a part of the military, you go anywhere fucking else. If you don't love the fucking Marine Corps, you should not be in the Marine Corps. If you have to sit there and say, should I stay in? Should I get out? You should fucking get out. Because, and that's just how I feel about it. It might not be right, might be wrong, you know, whatever it is.
Oh,
That's
it ain't
just
no
my
right or
personal
wrong. That's
opinion.
just how you feel, and I respect that because I'm the same way. Shit, should get out the pot.
Good love, enjoy.
No, this ain't a shot at you.
That's just in
No,
general.
I ain't taking it
I mean,
personal.
like, that's just in general. That's not even just for the Marine Corps. If you gotta say if I should or if I shouldn't, then you fucking shouldn't. That's
I'm
just
just
in
saying
life.
the military in general, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they all have their little code of honor and all that good shit. So, if it ain't for you, then chuck deuces at the end of the day.
Take your ass to the Coast Guard.
Get them 12 keys off the coast of Miami.
Yeah.
No. Hey, that's all I got on that topic. I will say, once again, salute to you as far as your drill instructor endeavor. My last question to you is normally B billets, as far as E5s, E6s, that's normally around the time when a lot of people wind up getting out. So you going to wind up continuing or getting out? Or
Oh no, I'm keep going. Fuck that. Like I said, this was the ultimate goal. Now I put my drill instructor package in when I was still a corporal. So fucking, well, not the ultimate goal. This was a short term goal, really. So fucking after that, the person, and me and you done had this conversation offline, but I'll just go ahead brief. The person who had me join the Marine Corps in the first place, well, not had me join, but influenced me, period, was my gunny back in ROTC. He was my image of what the fucking Marine was. So, and that's why I think my standard is so fucking high, because every person who I see that don't emulate him, I feel that shit ain't right. You see what I'm saying? So my goal ultimately is to match him at least. At a minimum, I need to pick up Gunny because he was a fucking Gunny. He's the reason why I'm fucking here. At a minimum.
yeah.
Ultimate goal, obviously, Sergeant Major. But fucking other than that, minimum goal is fucking Gunny. After that, I'll decide how I go about it. But at the end of the day, and then once I retire, go be a fucking ROTC instructor.
Bro.
But I got 16 more years, so we ain't talking about that shit yet.
I got 6.
Yeah. All right. Earlier we was talking about attitude. You know, attitude in the Marine Corps, attitude in life. So, for those that don't know, was a Facebook video floating around. I think it made it to Instagram, right?
It's everywhere, man.
What was on?
talking about the biggest
Facebook,
platforms,
Instagram,
man.
yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
probably on CNN.
It's on Instagram, boy. It's on my like post.
So, Ford, can you talk about this? Yeah.
Man, you're just gonna throw it on me real quick,
Yeah.
right?
Don't got
All right,
kids.
for anybody that don't know, it's a video floating around. Baby mom, baby daddy, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case you want to call it. I guess at the end of his visitation, she came to pick up her daughter. Well, I don't know if it was a boy or girl, but she came to pick up her kid. And they were arguing about, clothes at the mother's house. And she was saying that she needed more clothes because the outfits and the clothes that she had at her house was only 2 that she had that fit the baby because everything else was small. So the dude was like, what you mean, you only got 2 outfits? Like, where the rest of her clothes at? Why you only have two outfits for your daughter, for our kid? And, yeah, so I'm going to get to that. So, like, and in the midst of them arguing, he was like, well, I put clothes in the bag. He handed her some Pampers. And then she was like, well, that ain't enough. She don't got no clothes. Like, give me some clothes. So, in the midst of that, he was like, what you mean you ain't got no clothes at the house for the baby, but you got your hair done, you got your nails done. Why my baby ain't got no clothes? So, she got mad and was like, well, her nails was natural. She ain't get her nails done. Just give me some clothes. He walked off. I don't know if he was like going to get more clothes or he was just done with the conversation. But he walked off, and in the midst of him walking off, she throws the Pampers out. She grabs she goes in the back seat, grabs the baby in the car seat, kind of tosses her on the curve, gets back in the car and drives the fuck off.
Yeah, she ain't placed the goddamn.
Nah, it
baby
wasn't.
in the-
Nah, she
Yeah,
slung
it wasn't no placing the baby down. It wasn't like I feel safe with the baby like being placed right here. She had no regards to the baby's safety at all.
And she got in the car and kind
Got in the car and just drove off.
goddamn 2006 Buick.
I think it was a
Champagne color.
Yeah.
With the tints.
So I mean, I want to touch on it, but I want some other people's opinion first because We got Brown. He got his baby on the way, and I don't know. I'm not trying to put y'all in the mix. You know what I mean? Because hopefully y'all have a beautiful union forever and ever. But I kind of want to get their opinion on it because
Yeah.
I got mine. I got a baby. Well, he 10, so he grown as man. But
He grown ass man.
but my little man, yeah, one on the way for those listening. My little man, he grown. Me and his mom, we have a great relationship. We get along. We vibe well. Um, we co-parent well. You know what I mean? To the T. I don't know.
Was
I
that
can't
something that
justify.
was like a foundation or something you had to build to
That's
get
something we
to?
definitely had to build. You know what I mean? We had our issues, but all of our issues on my end was in regards to my son. I never had issues with how she parent or anything like that. It was just I needed, I wanted more involvement. Me being a weekend dad, air quote, me being a weekend dad wasn't enough for me. So I wanted more involvement. I'm like, yo, how's he doing in school? What's up with sports? And I would call, text, or whatever damn near every day. But obviously you can't get updates every day because a lot, you know what I mean? Nothing
Yeah.
really happens in 24 hours.
This ain't Twitter.
But in my mind, I'm like, yo, I need to be involved. I want more involvement. Her, she like, well, nothing's happening. What the fuck you mean? That was our issues, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy,
Misunderstanding.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing crazy. So it took me to grow to understand, like, okay, she is giving you updates, calm down, fall back a little bit, let things happen, and then she can update you on stuff. So that was our fallout or beef, whatever you want to call it. It was never nothing, no, she needs this, my son doesn't have this, or he can't make it. That was never an issue because I was always like, okay, I made, what I'm saying, my responsibility. I'm going to take care of that. So I was always like, okay, I got to take care of my son, make sure he's straight. Now, as far as her, hey, you grown individual. I'm not giving you money to make sure your nails, hair, whatever done. But if my son needs something, I'm there for that.
Yeah.
And so we just got along from there, man. I mean, like I said, my son 10, we probably got a good 12 years of knowing each other, growing together. She's married now. She got one on the way. So we
Uh-oh.
good,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything's beautiful. Like the co-parenting thing, again, it goes back to communication on both ends and just being able to sit down as adults and talk about whatever the issues is. Clearly, they had no communication in that video.
Yeah, and it just gets crazy because it's like you could go so many ways with this. It's like, okay, they shouldn't even be sleeping. They shouldn't have slept with each other in the first place.
I can't
right?
even say that because there's too much that we don't know about the situation.
Yeah.
One, and then two. Once you get past that threshold, if you sleep with somebody unprotected, or if you assume that individual, from my perspective, if you assume that female is on birth control, you take that responsibility. Whether you,
If you do spray the club up.
yeah, whether you like, oh, she said she was on birth control, so I didn't. No, nigga, that's your responsibility. Like if you, I ain't mean to drop the N word, but if you sleep with a female from a male's perspective, if you sleep with a female unprotected, you're taking that responsibility head on right then and there,
Yeah.
regardless of if she's on birth control or whatever she
Or
tell
she
you,
clench her
or if
leg
she
up.
you know what I mean? Like that's you. Like you had the opportunity then to do what you need to do on your end.
Yeah.
So I can't give him that leeway of saying like, oh, they shouldn't have slept together. No, they did.
Okay.
He knew
After
that going into it. Yeah.
I'll give him a little bit of leeway.
Okay.
Sometimes people change.
True.
Like you would see this person, you would really believe this is who this person is. You go through one wrong situation, one situation that just changes everything, and you just see a totally different person. It was like, man, I thought like for sure, even if I had a kid with this person would be good. But when things change, things sometimes they just change, and it's wild.
I think for me though, it's just different because my concern has always been my child. Like to this day, no woman will come before my child. I don't care who I got a kid with. My son comes first or my child comes first. I don't care what relationship me and the female got. Like she can be cut off clean tomorrow if it involves me or if it involves me loving my son or my child compared to her. And I like the women that I've ever dealt with in regards to my kid can tell you like I've set them down like look, I don't give a fuck about you when it comes to my son. If this ain't taken care of, I don't give a fuck about you. Regardless if we're in a relationship or not, I just don't because my kid comes first. That's how I feel though. Like everybody don't have that viewpoint or that bond with a kid or something like that because I think if people did put the kid first, like this whole, I'm still sleeping with my baby daddy, baby mama, or I still got feelings, none of that shit would matter if you just put the child first.
And that's where the issue comes in with shit like this, like we saying going into that video type thing. People forget like what you saying that the love it's about the kid. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They not thinking about their love for the kid. They think about their hate for each other. So
That's
even with
deep.
her, with me looking at that
I put
video,
a clip on that one.
I don't think she was doing anything. She probably wasn't even noticing what the fuck she was doing. In her mind, and this just me speaking, in her mind, she was thinking, how can I make this nigga mad?
I'm pretty sure she
I'm
was.
gonna throw this
like,
shit out. I'm gonna put the baby on the fucking floor. I'm gonna pull up. She wasn't thinking about the baby. She thinking about how can she push your buttons. Like, I bet if I do this, he gonna get pissed the fuck off, you know? And you got people in the comments doing little dumb ass shit saying, oh, it's postpartum and this and no, it's not. It's not none of that. It's no excuse for being a bad mother or a bad parent in general. Cause I'll even play the game. I'll feed into it to play both sides. Neither one of them should be parents. Cause when you looking at the whole situation, they both was doing like, you know what I'm saying, semi petty shit. Like, she was doing whatever she was doing, but at the same time, you could hear her saying certain shit, and I had to peep it. She was saying certain, like, if you give me the clothes, like, I don't care. If I had a hand wash them, I'll hand wash them type shit. But he was focused on other shit, like, well, you got your hair done, and it ain't about that at this point. The girl said she need the fucking clothes. She'll hand wash them. You give her fucking clothes, and that would have been the end of that. You know what I'm saying? But you want to be petty back to her ass and say this, that, and third, and now she going to the next level because it's all about who gonna win this argument. You see what I'm saying? And now the fucking baby getting put out of the car and you pulling off when the shit could have been stopped at. She said she need clothes and you just bring the fucking clothes. You know? But again,
I argue that
I'm not
because,
justifying.
Yeah,
her.
I get it. I know. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate because, like I said, if it's about the baby, then it could have been squashed. Like you said, he could have just given her the clothes and been done with it. Like, okay, my child needs clothes. I got clothes in the crib. I'm gonna go get them. Boom, boom, boom. He could have told her that. But again, like I said, I don't know what his intentions was when he walked off. He very well could have been going to the house to get some stuff. I don't know. But he did tell her, his clothes in the bag, whoop de whoop, and then she wasn't hearing it. But
exactly.
To argue your point that they both shouldn't be parents, at what point do you say enough is enough? Because if you can go through, if you just watch what just from the video clip, and you seen them arguing about the pettiness of clothes and stuff like that, at what point do you say enough is enough? Because there was some build up to him to get to that point to say, well, the baby got clothes over here, so why the fuck don't you have clothes over there? So it's a build up. It ain't just like this, just happened. But again, we just going off what we saw.
Exactly, a fucking 30-second video. So, and again, that's all that is, because it's them going tit for tat against each other. The baby's not even involved in this shit. If you even took the baby out of the situation, it was just them seeing who could do the most petty shit or who can go back. Because even I catch times with myself, with my wife, and she'll ask me certain shit, and in my head, just the person I am, the first thing is like, what kind of dumb shit you just asked? You know what I'm saying? And I'll start saying it like, what? And then I'll catch myself and I'll just answer the question like, nah, baby, it's this. You know.
I'm saying.
If I would have went off the first instinct, I would have been like, what the fuck you talking about?
You
like,
just admitted that?
Don't ask me no dumb ass
you know what I'm
question.
saying?
Okay.
So,
that's human nature. Like,
that's
you don't want no
just
dumb ass
what,
question.
like, if they would have did that same shit in that situation, like, hey, I need clothes, blah, blah, blah. If he just would have been like, what he said was like, why the baby, you got your head in there? But if he just would have said that shit, but then like, you know what, fuck it. I don't even care why you got your head down. I'm going to go get the fucking clothes.
But that's what I'm
That shit
saying.
would've
That's
been
why I
dumb.
want to say I'm playing devil's advocate. At what point is enough? Because to me, it feel like he's done that before. He's given her clothes before. And whatever she doing with him, you know what I mean? She just, whether or not she sent the baby with clothes and didn't get the same ones back, or did he send extra clothes and she just wanted more because she knew he had shit at the crib?
Well, because if you kind of look at the video, when the baby ain't really had no clothes on, right?
You really
I don't even
you really
know.
couldn't tell
Yeah, I
because
don't
when
even
she
know.
threw the baby out, it was kind of you couldn't
But he
tell.
came up. Somebody want to pull that video up real quick?
I'm gonna come from
Nope.
a whole different angle. Hold on, baby. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you, but fucking, I'm gonna come from a whole different angle because a part of me, because again, this is this side of me, but another side of me, I was looking at the video a couple times. I honestly feel like the video might just be like a publicity type shit. Like they just want some
No.
clout type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, whenever I see shit like that, I wonder like, why the fuck is the camera out? You know what I'm saying?
But
You and your baby mama had
that
this
goes to my point,
conversation.
though.
Why the fuck was the camera
this is some
out?
build up.
Unless
They've
she's done shit
been
like
going
this
through some
before.
they've been going through some shit.
And that I agree. I seen another video where a dude was dropping his baby off. No, he was trying to pick his baby up. That's what was going on.
I think I seen this.
He was trying to pick her up, and the baby mom's like wanting to put her in the car so bad. He was like,
Yeah.
just hand me my child. That's why I brought somebody with me. Somebody's recording because I needed proof of the things you do. That's why I have this person with me. Just give me my baby. We don't need to be in each other's car. We don't need to do any of that. Okay, if it's something going on with the baby, you let me know. I have her stuff. Just hand her to me. I can put her in the car seat, buckle her up, and we're good. So I think that's probably one of the reasons the phone was out. But the thing I was going to say about it is, if she was a good mother at all, and we can't say because it was only a 30-second video.
Yeah.
But if she had clothes there, why wouldn't you let her stay there? If you can't get your kid clothes, you obviously in a situation where you can't take care of that child. So why wouldn't you just go ahead, hey, or even if they had a better relationship. If they had a better relationship, I'm positive that I don't think he would have been that petty not to give her clothes if she just like, hey, I haven't worked or I lost my job, but they have a good relationship. He would just give her the clothes. Okay, I know you're down bad right now. Okay, the baby is what's important. We're not going tit for tat with each other. We don't have to. We're co-parenting. I'm going to make sure the baby okay. And the baby is
I've
in a
always
good
been a
situation.
fan of that. Like, I always had this thought, well, like females or ladies and women in general, they go petition for child support because they struggling, they can't take care of the kid. I've always had this thought, like, instead of going to petition for child support, why not let the dude take care of the kid?
Right.
I've thought about this many times. Well, in society we tend to give the mother the custody of the kid or whatever, and then all of a sudden the mother's struggling, she needs child support to take care of the kid. Well, why not reverse the table, give the kid or custody to the dad, and then he has no choice but to spend his finances on taking care of the kid. I mean, I don't need the mother to pay child support because that's just the type of dude I am. I'll make sure that whatever I need for my child, he or she has. But why don't we think that, or why don't society do that more in situations where a dude just gonna be a deadbeat if he doesn't have that immediate responsibility? Dudes is willing to go to jail behind child support. Like, let's be real. Motherfuckers would do years in jail just to not pay child support.
Are you
That's a
serious?
fact.
I
Yes,
don't mean
it's
to laugh
true.
about
Yes.
it, but damn.
You have put it to this shit.
Yeah.
Like-
Isn't like what's his name, Stevie J? He got arrested for like Stevie J from Love and Hip Hop. He got arrested or something like that for like
For back child
Back
support.
to
Yeah.
back.
What?
This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm gonna go.
And like
I'ma
he
put my
making
own
money.
shit out.
That's what I'm saying. He making money.
Look, Alex, I put my own shit out. My mom worked at the child support office.
Oh shit.
My dad ain't paid child support. That nigga was in jail. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, niggas don't play about type shit
Yo,
like
I'm
that.
telling like
And my thing has always been, and same thing with him, because I think about other shit. My thing was, I honestly feel it should be like, you know what I'm saying, like a specific card type shit. Like food stamps, but like for child support, like a card to where you can only buy baby shit. That way, those people who have those issues, like, well, she's spending the money on hair, and then if you put the money on a fucking card, they only buy baby accessories.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
I got
Go
one
ahead.
thing.
Go ahead.
So I seen a post,
It's gonna be a long.
and the post had a breakdown. I think one of the kids said something. Probably
I don't
one of the
like that
kids,
example.
I'm
I'm gonna tell you why. Go ahead.
Oh, my daddy give me child support, or you get child support from my daddy, while I can't get this money to get this. I'm gonna say it's a game. I don't remember what it was. So the mom
Yeah.
basically broke down the amount that the dad gives for child support. Then broke down everything in the household, like the roof over your head, rent is this much, lights is this much, food is this much, transportation for you to get to and from school is this much, the clothes for you this much, all of this stuff. And I was like, huh. And it was like, right, so your daddy giving $600 a month, maybe that's what the number was, a month. our bills are way past that. That's for you to live a decent life where you have a roof over your head, food to eat, and transportation to get back and forth to school. And I was kind of like, I never really looked at it like that, I guess. I mean, technically, if you look at it and you add up the bills, she is still spending more money, but at the same time, she's spending some of that money
Now, I'm
for
gonna hit
her
both
comfort,
of y'all. I'm gonna hit
for
both of
her
y'all right
comfort
quick.
as well, not just the baby.
That's what I was going to
It's
say.
for her comfort as well.
Now-
So I was kind of like,
That's where you could go back to him to like what he said is fucking if that's the issue, okay, the child can come fucking stay with me and I'll pay for their transportation and go to school. I got the roof over their head and all that in the third, so that shit don't apply.
But not even that. Remove that kid from the situation just for a split second. Does she not have those same bills?
Exactly.
That baby didn't create any additional bill other than food, pampers, and clothes. Everything else she had to do anyway. Maybe transportation to daycare. But all that other shit that this is the reason why I don't like that example. Because she put rent, utilities, cable, internet.
everything.
You know what I mean? That's
Everything.
her shit.
Yeah.
Like my son, I promise you, he goes through gigs of internet. But it's not a necessity. Like if I choose to buy internet for him, cool, that's on me. But that's not a necessity for his way of life.
Right.
Like he need clothes, food, shelter. But the shelter, I already got a house. I can't deduct your child support for that.
So, quick question. What do you feel about someone who has the money to give child support, does not necessarily have the time? I'm gonna say
Like to spend with the kid?
like a rapper or something like that.
Time
They're
versus
on
money.
tour, they're doing stuff like that. They just don't have the time to invest their time in the child like a child needs. So the mother is taking care of the child. The mother is do you agree with, okay, if it's a rapper, I think I seen who was it, Gucci Man, his son's mom wanted him to pay more money because he's making more money now. Do you agree with the fact that he should be paying more money because his lifestyle is at a certain level? And I know a lot of people say when they look at the child support, it's the child's lifestyle should kind of reflect the parent's lifestyle, so that's why they make them pay so much money. I don't know how true that is,
No, that shit is stupid.
I mean,
you shouldn't be.
the goddamn parent with the McDonald's ain't in the car.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't be basing that shit off of the parent. It's based off the
Yeah.
child. What is fucking required to take care of this child? Like that shit. What's the old buddy name? Fucking light skinned dude with
Chris
the
Brown?
green eyes. Nah, he not. He an actor. Yeah, no, not him.
From
Oh, Jesse. You talking about that Jesse dude?
Jesse Williams.
Fuck him.
They making that man pay $100,000 for child support.
That what he get?
What the fuck is $100,000
That what he
gonna
get?
do for a child?
That what
You
he
see what I'm
get?
saying? Like my mom raised me off of just her check alone, so I know a child can be raised off of just that check. You can't sit up there and have somebody pay a fucking $100,000 for some shit. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't be basing that off the person's lifestyle. You should be based off of what it takes to raise that damn child.
All right, hold on, wait. Before we let you jump in, to your question while you run off, all right, I agree that, the child should live a comfortable lifestyle, but it should not be based off the entertainer's lifestyle simply because, again, the way he makes his money as an entertainer is to travel.
Okay.
And so if that kid is accustomed to traveling, i.e. if Chris Brown had custody of royalty, then she would have to, either get a nanny, a full-time nanny that lives with her, which old girl's mom does take care of the baby, so she get $4,000 for that.
Right.
So people don't think about that. But to Gucci Man, yes, Nia's mom takes care of royalty. That's $4,000. Plus Nia gets like $2,500. That's still not enough.
Did she ask for more money?
Yeah.
She said
That's not
one of
enough.
his fans is the reason she needs more money. She needs the highest security or something like that
Yeah.
because his fans are so crazy.
But to Gucci Man, I read that. I seen it on Instagram or something. Like, I think right now his child or his baby mama get like $2,000 a month, but his child is autistic, and so she was saying that she needed more money. Obviously, This is why I disagree with that. She needed more money because what she based it off of. She said like her reasons was because Gucci Man was making more money, so she needed more money. That ain't got shit to
It
do
should
with
have been
it.
based off because of
The
the
child's needs.
The
Yeah.
child was already
Now,
living
if
off
she-
this.
I agree. The child does need more than $2,000 if you're saying that. One, the child's autistic, so you need around the clock care. You know what I mean? So you need that, and it's not just let me go get my cousin and watch him. Like, you need somebody specifically trained to deal with autistic individuals, whatever his level is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need somebody. So that's a specialist basically. So I agree, she needs an increase, but not for the reasons why she says she need an increase. Like what she says, pretty much, she's out gold digging. She watching Gucci's pockets. She know what he makes, so now she wants money because of that
$1
reason.
million way.
Exactly.
Exactly. Again, I agree. She needs an increase, but the reason she
The
put out there
justification.
is trash, and I can't respect that. So to anybody that says, "Oh well, this child's accustomed to that lifestyle," no, they're not. If they're not living with that individual or that entertainer, yes, he might come get his kid or whatever. They go travel, they go do whatever, but he's paying for that. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's not giving her that $2,000 that month he got the kid or whatever. That's still going over there. Plus, he's taking the kid trips, shopping, whatever, out of his pocket. You know what I mean? So that's additional money. And like I said, it depends on how she justify it. I agree she needs an increase, but not for the reason she stated. She was just on some, I'm hungry for some money. I'm watching his pockets. He making more, so I should get more type shit.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all. Now, if you could come up and say, my kid, you know, he requires this much medical attention. He requires this much medicine or special care or daycare or whatever the case might be. That's for the kid. I can get with that. I can justify you requesting more money. But just to simply come out and say, well, my child's not, you know, is accustomed to a different lifestyle, so we need more money to live that lifestyle. Why? That I can't get behind that justification at
That
all.
ain't even a justification.
It's not.
Why would her lawyer even let her go public with that?
Because they know it sells. A single female with a child.
With Gucci Man, of that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
At least, shit, if you my client, I ain't gonna fucking let you sound dumb. Like, that's just me at the end of the day. I ain't gonna let you sound. What?
I don't know what she got going on. But yeah, that's just my whole thing. Like I said, that's my whole thing about this shit, man. You need to be
Okay, yeah.
utilizing that
What
shit
you
for what
had?
it's
You
used for.
came?
You good? Okay.
I mean,
Now we could probably kind of flip it now because with the
Okay.
whole Kevin Featherline situation.
I love it.
Oh, you
I love it. Let's go. Let's talk about
I mean,
it.
you're not even on child support. So why you want so much?
Again,
Oh,
I got
hold on.
Hulu and Netflix.
All right. So
I
just to
don't
give
know
you a
about
backdrop, for those, I asked her. She said no. Sit over there and shut up. So for those that don't know, Kevin Federline is Britney Spears' baby daddy. They got the twins, I think it is. I don't know if they're twins, but he got 2 kids by her. He also has other kids or whatever. We ain't even gonna discuss them right now. So, you know, when Britney went crazy, she shaved her head off and all that shit. It was behind Kevin Federline.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, when she went bald, cause like he got custody. So a lot of people don't, you know, they don't talk about Britney Spears, but they'll bring up Chris Brown and all that shit. But right now he's getting $20,000 a month. But that was when she was like at the peak of her career and then kind of fell off and then hasn't really been doing much since. So that's what it's just been for a while. But now she has a steady gig in Vegas. I think she make like $56 million annually or something like that.
Damn.
Oh yeah. So he's pocket watching again. He's like, oh well, you know, now she's back in the Jones. She's getting money. She getting money. I need more money. And the only reason why I like it, huh?
He did with Gucci Baby Mama.
Yes. But the only reason why I like it is because everything you hear about is equality, women's equality, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same fucking thing. Now that you got a dude on the flip side of it, I love playing devil's advocate. Now that you got a dude on the flip side of the justice system, he's getting $20,000 a month. Oh, she making more money? Let me go straight to the courts, and I want to ask for an increase in my child support, and he got it. It's an undisclosed amount.
Okay.
I tried to look it up, but it's right now it's undisclosed. I'm pretty sure. It's probably not that much. He probably got like me. He probably got double. Yeah, he probably got
bullshit.
double. It is. Don't
It's
get me
some
wrong.
Bullshit. The only reason we agree is because the reason he's
That's
saying
it. That's the
equality
only reason
shit.
why I agree with it. Is because you get all these females, and don't get offended, ladies. You get all these females that they cry and they not cry. They advocate for equality. They advocate for equality, right? But that's one of the downsides when you talk about equality that men been fighting for years. Like just traditionally, custody goes to the female.
Sure.
You got dudes that
Or
no
the
kidding.
female grandmother. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Is
It's
that right?
true. Don't get me wrong. There's some dudes out here that don't deserve to have custody. I'm not saying all dudes, should be equally whatever. But typically, custody goes to the female,
And
and
then her
dudes
grandmother.
and dudes just stuck with the outcome of that. So the only reason why I'm like, you know what, I'm rooting for Kevin Federline is because a dude finally won in a situation, and he came up.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. Like, he's still a sucker for asking for child support. Period. You a sucker for that, but I'm rooting for you. You got it. Hey, I'm Team Kevin Federline right now, but you still a sucker.
Yeah.
He is.
I mean, but with her increase. Oh.
Just to say, from a pride as a man, all men, we very prideful individuals. From a pride standpoint, picture yourself as a dude asking your baby mother for child support. I don't respect you for that. But hey,
Let me just jump on here. So I'm Kira, and each state has different laws when it comes to child support. Some states require the non-custodial parent to pay like 7% or 10% of their income. So I'm putting myself in somebody's shoes where, I know the law. So if my husband or my ex-husband, whoever, was making $200,000 when I first put him on child support, and I'm getting like, say like what, $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month. Of course, if I know the law, I might fucking ask for some more money when you making $56 million. Like, yeah, people get upset, but how Ford was saying, that's like a punk move, but it's kind of like that as an opinion, honey, because I'm over here about to be making $40,000 what, a year, a month.
a month.
A month.
A month.
Who gives a fuck what somebody got to say?
That's
Honestly.
And listen what you just said. You making $40,000 a month. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
well, obviously
That's the fucking difference. It's about the child. What the fuck is $40,000 gonna do for that child?
What the fuck ain't it gonna do for the child?
No, this is what I'm
College
saying.
expensive.
Does it take $40,000 a month to raise a fucking child?
You right.
What are you buying for that
Exactly.
child?
No, but-
year with 4 kids.
I understand what you guys are saying, but you
So-
also got to consider, I know we don't like it, but as far as these people who are in situations where they're millionaires, multimillionaires, people looking to come up, and that's just how the
I
fuck
got
the
you
world
on
is.
that, but I'm
So-
just saying, just from that standpoint alone, you said you personally,
Mm-hmm.
if they started making more money, you would want more money.
I'm not saying
Why
I would,
would
but
you
why
want
wouldn't,
more money?
Why wouldn't you do it?
Why would you?
It's the fucking
What
law.
do you
That's
need
why.
it? No, but what do you need it for? What are you gonna do with it?
It doesn't matter what anybody.
It does matter what you gonna do with it. It's fucking child support. Hold on, everybody, stop and say it with me. Child support.
I know, but see,
Correct. I would.
Period is a fucking college fund.
I would invest. I would invest for my child. If I was getting $40,000 a month, I would say I would invest more. I would invest in them right now, tutoring, sports.
okay, but you
all of
guys
the
are also.
Okay, it's not 40,000. Let me finish though. And yeah, one of the best schools. I would also put money to the side. I would have something for the child where at a certain age they can access that money. Just because you don't know how the other parent's career is going to be. You don't know. So, okay, if I'm making all of this now, let me put this to the side just in case something happened. Just in case something happened to me. Just in case something happened to that child's parent, the other parent. I would put money to the side. I would, as I'm going on, if I don't use it, for something that pertains to the child. Now, I'm not saying that I need to live in one of the very best neighborhoods that if I wasn't getting this child support and my income, I couldn't afford myself, I would expect to be able to at least be able to pay the rent myself out of my pocket. I don't think that it should be one of those things where the mother or whomever has the child is making so much money that they don't have to work at all. No, you should.
Okay, and not
still
even
work.
that. So I feel like it's such a simple way of thinking. So when I say something like, "Oh, I'm making $40,000 a month," think about a business. Do you see all these people who's like retiring and handing their business down to their children? Like when my mom retires and want to give it up, I'm gonna take over her fucking business, and by then, hopefully, it'll be worth something. But when I say things like, I'm making $40,000 a month. Of course, that's going to benefit my child. Same things like, oh, I'm gonna put money to the side. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. No, I'm gonna build a business and I'm gonna raise my kids. So hopefully they'll be interested in taking over the business when I leave. And that's like income for generations after generations. So that's why I say things like that, and like because that's how I'm looking at it. I'm not just looking at it like putting money in a trust fund or some shit.
And I'm cool with that. But 90% of females don't think like that.
And
Exactly.
that is true. And that is true.
Exactly. And now she's coming with that point.
I think you just want the best for your kids.
Some people.
Some people, because listen, what the initial argument was, he making more shit, I'm gonna make more type shit, and that's the thing.
And then that's why dudes, from a pride standpoint, I'm not trying to work, bust my ass, then send you money just so you can go trick it off.
Yeah.
And then again, that's one way of looking at it. That's just how I view things. But a lot of people think like that. You got dudes that like, no kidding. Again, you got some dudes that don't deserve custody. I'm not speaking for them. I'm generally just speaking for the dudes that bust their ass, they work, they do the right thing, and then they send money to their baby mother or whatever. And she's, no kidding, clubbing, out buying bottles, getting bundles, whatever the case might be. Like, dudes don't, that shit eats at a dude. It eats at a man's pride when you bust your ass to take care of your kid, and then you send bread or you send money to your spouse or your baby mother or whatever, and she's out clubbing, doing whatever, getting her nails, wigs or whatever. Like, that shit eats at a dude's pride.
Yeah, because you're basically paying for her lifestyle.
Yeah.
And she could work. Labor laws are different now. Like, women can work now, so it ain't.
And that's my point.
I feel like guys who are actually active in their kids' lives shouldn't be on child support, period. Anyway, because if he's already there doing what he needs to do, why
It wouldn't be an issue. Exactly. It wouldn't be an issue.
And you know what? I'm gonna go
like
left.
Checklist in the courts.
I'm gonna go left. Hey, Alex, you know me. You know me. I'm gonna go left real quick, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say two things. You know what I'm saying?
When that one album coming out?
One might make
his
sense. You
birthday.
feel me? And the other one gonna be ignorant as fuck. But it is what it is.
Speak your truth.
So just looking at that aspect of, you know what I'm saying? She going out, she spending money, she doing that in the third. First of all, this person got this much money. Me personally, and they might got other reasons behind it. Me personally, like, why not hire, you know what I'm saying, like private investigator type shit. I hire private investigator type shit. Take pictures of you and what the fuck you doing with this money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see you at the club, you doing this and the third, and I use that shit in a case if it come to court. Like, I got pictures of this bitch at the club every night throwing this money I just gave her. You know what I'm saying? That's, and that's just that. I ain't gonna go too deep into that. That's my logical standpoint. Not me going from an ignorant ass standpoint, but really some of these motherfuckers might think like that shit. If I'm making this much money, really, and I'm gonna ask both of y'all this, honestly, how much you think it costs to kill somebody? What? Real shit. How much you think it costs to put a hit out on somebody?
Well,
just answer that, and I'm gonna go say mine, and then I'll let you argue whatever you want to argue. Just
I'm
answer
deeper
that
though.
question.
I'm deeper though.
I know, but
I can't just give you a
just
surface.
give me a price first, and
That's
then
what I'm saying.
let me say what I'm saying.
Exactly. I can't just give you a...
If I told you right now, I need you to kill her,
What the?
and I'm Chris Brown.
What?
So now
How
that
much
I know
you
your
think?
package
Don't
deep,
do it. Hold up, stop.
I'm gonna be like Drake. 50
I'm Chris Brown.
Disrespect.
exactly.
I'm Chris Brown. This is my baby mama. I want you to kill her. How much?
Your pocket's deep, so I gotta tax you.
How much?
You want it done right? She got one on the way or no?
No, the baby already here.
Oh, she.
You trying
Yeah.
to get rid of
How much?
Well, I'm gonna break it down for you.
If I
Going
was
too deep.
I told you I'm a deep
I
thinker.
told you we gonna go back to that, but I just want to get mine off, and then we go back to that. I just need a price right now.
I'm gonna get yours
I
off.
can't give
half
you.
a meal?
It's gonna be a meal easy.
A
That's
meal.
easy.
Okay.
A meal.
How much you
That's
say?
at the minimum.
How much you say?
Oh, yeah.
How much you say, Alex?
1.5.
Okay,
I
boom.
gotta text
So
her.
me being Chris Brown, you my baby mama, you asking this, you trying to increase child support. Cool. This nigga said $1 million. Giving that $1 million, he kill your ass. Now that problem is fucking gone. You see what I'm saying?
Not going. You still have it. You're probably gonna be the first person they investigate.
And,
don't
and
make
that's
no damn
where
difference.
that's why I was saying I'm a deep thinker, so I already knew that was coming up.
How you pushing that money out? So how
So,
you buying
You
that?
got
No, not even
you gotta
that.
think about who you dealing with. And
Exactly.
certain people, even people who want to pay money, like Gucci. Gucci's fucking crazy. If it came to some shit like that, he'll probably kill that bitch before he gave her depending on a certain amount of money if she asks him for it. You know what I'm saying?
Not now.
Not
Not now.
He too invested in everything that he got.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not now, but you go back to old Gucci.
Old Gucci wouldn't have been on child support.
That bitch would be dead. You see what I'm saying? You gotta think about certain shit you asking about, cause you run into the wrong nigga, he just gonna put that hit out, and that's gonna be that. Like, all right, bet you want this much? That's the same amount to kill your ass. All right.
One time pay that instead of keep paying the money for your.
I feel like I just learned something new.
Yeah, I mean, you did in a sense. Don't get on that nigga nerve.
It's gonna be money on my head. Okay, I know how I gotta move around you.
Well, at least but the thing about what you learned is like it gotta be over 50K because you just said it was disrespectful. So
Right.
Not with anything, man. Like the risk or obviously the reward gotta outweigh the risk. And you talking about taking a life,
yeah,
over some child support. You know what I mean? So. What are you really willing to give? That's why I was saying it's deeper than just, give me a number. Because
it ain't necessarily just over the child support. It's you thinking about, like how she said, you think about your future type shit. If you know you're not going to be able to keep this shit up forever, you know what I'm saying? You know eventually your pocket's going to get slim.
Yeah.
And you giving fucking $40,000 a month, that ain't going to help it. You know what I'm saying? Versus you pay this one-time payment.
80
it might be fucked up, but you pay this one-time payment, you get rid of her, but you still got all your money saved up and shit.
But you don't have no life after that. Because now you gotta constantly, it's always on your mind.
Mentally.
Eventually it could come back to you.
Because for a person who put that hit out, that would be on my mind. But if
a
person is got the mindset to even put that fucking hit out, I highly doubt that shit gonna be on their mind.
Shit.
And I feel like that comes to horrible parenting. Because in most cases, and this coming from a person who watch a lot of like ID channel and Snapped and stuff like that. Yeah, so don't play with me either. But a person that watch a lot of ID channel and stuff like that, in cases like this, you'll be surprised how many times people kill their spouses, have somebody else put hits on their head. People, but I mean, it's not even about how much money they got. It's about the law actually investigating it, coming back up, it being found out, and now that child just lost both of their parents. So now, that child does not have their mother, if that was the case. If you were saying like Gucci. Now that child don't have a mom. So, that mom that they had, that mom that they know that was there, that parent, rather it's a mom or a dad, it really doesn't matter. That parent that was there, that they know, is now gone. And if it does ever come back, it's like, man, not only did I lose this parent, but I also lost this parent. And I lost this parent because this parent just wanted to be selfish, because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's being selfish because you're taking another life from a human, from their child, from their family, putting so much pain on somebody else's family behind money. When shit, yeah, you spending $40,000 on this person, giving them money, but at the same time, see if there's any kind of stipulations you can put into it. Like, okay, I'm giving you $40,000, but at least 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, whatever needs to be put aside every month for my child. Just in case, whatever the case, no, put aside. Like, investment, something like that for my child. Something like that can be done. Or you could be doing the same thing for yourself and your child. So, a hit is just, that's a waste of money, dog.
I mean,
that's a waste of money.
You're right.
We could go down this rabbit hole.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna confess myself. If she ever try me like that, I'm gonna kill her.
Hold on.
So, Bill Cosby got
All right, to close this whole child support. To close this whole child support conversation.
Bill Cosby, let's get.
Wait, she wasn't.
To close this whole child support conversation, men, if y'all feel like y'all baby mama about to do that, please go put yourself on fucking child support, because once you do that, that shit is fucking over. And that's not based on how much money you make. That's something that you in the court come, to an agreement with. So just go put yourself on child support.
Fight for custody. Don't do child support.
I say, you can go fight for custody. What the fuck? Why would
go get custody?
What?
At least fight for
You
it.
have to prove that mom is unfit to
That's what I'm saying.
So if she's not unfit, you can't take that child. So just put yourself.
So Bill Cosby, he got 3 to 10. Let's talk about it.
3 to 10. So I mean, truthfully, I just thought it was over
That's some
like a
bullshit.
long
Well,
time.
it is over.
Yeah,
That's some bullshit.
You
yeah,
shouldn't be
now,
putting
so-
Molly all in their
Years later.
champagne, and they ain't even
But
know
my
it.
thing is, why not say something then? You wait 20 years later.
It don't
like,
matter.
But
No.
can you really
It don't
tell
even
a
matter.
woman when to?
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
remember what really
Again,
happened.
like I said, I play
2
both
days
sides.
ago.
I play both sides. One, you shouldn't be bringing this shit up 20 years later. But two, motherfucker, you shouldn't have raped nobody 20 years ago. Either way, that shit is stupid. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to go. I ain't
No.
gonna go into all that shit.
So for those that don't know, you know what I mean, going back to like the 70s or whatever, when this shit really happened, I'm not even gonna give her a name because I don't really follow a name like that. But the C chick, that's her last name, starts with a C. She was trying to get a little modeling or acting career going. Bill was supposed to be like her mentor. She went and kicked it with him. Supposedly he slipped a little something in her drink. She relaxed. He stuck a finger in her. He ain't sleep with her. He stuck a finger in her.
What?
Yeah.
That's it.
So then,
I mean, I know it's wrong. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I ain't trying to say like yo, the finger is suitable, but no,
So-
that's just crazy.
Was it the thumb or?
So, a couple years down the road, you know what I'm saying, whatever, she filed a complaint, got charges on him. I think it was like 10, 15 years later or whatever. He sat down, they settled out of court, and part of that settlement, this is why I don't like the whole case to begin with. Part of that settlement was he would have to give a deposition on what happened. So not only did she settle out of court, which case dismissed type
It's
shit.
like an agreement.
Yeah,
I put, like,
they
yo,
settled. He paid her an M or two. She was cool with it, but in part of that deal, he had to give a deposition on what happened. That deposition was supposed to have been sealed, never to be seen again ever in life. Something happened. District attorneys like SWAT thought got changed over. New district attorney came in. She went back and was like, I want to pursue this right before the statute of limitations was up.
Wow.
Mind you, she's already settled. She's got paid. He's gave this interview telling like his side of the story, what happened, whoop de whoop. And then I'll touch on that again. But the DA that originally made the deal told Bill, like, you get his deposition, you'll never be charged again. Like, we want to get your side of the story versus her side of the story. She's willing to settle. He paid the money. Boom, he gave a deposition. Again, fast forward, new DA comes in. She's like complaining again, like, oh, all these women are coming out now saying this, this, and this. So she was like, you know what? I want to pursue it now. This is 20 years later.
Me Too movement.
Yeah, so again, so now here we are. He's got to go back through all this trial, and then based on all the evidence and the testimonies that they gave, they didn't find anything on him. That's including the 60 other females. They didn't find enough to actually charge him with anything. Other than this deposition that he gave from a case that they settled. That was the only thing that they used to
and that was
convict
supposed
him.
to be sealed. Right?
Yes, it was sealed. And it was never to be released based on the agreement between him and the previous district attorney. Him, her, and Bill Cosby. So this is why I don't like this case. Because one, she settled, she took the money, she agreed that, she was okay with this verdict. Mm-hmm. That was one. Two, the district attorney that he both made the agreement with gave them the green light that this was it, this was the final. New dude comes in, he was like, nope, we're going to take it to trial. And then they used the deposition that he gave, telling them what happened. And in the deposition, he said that he offered her the pills, even though he didn't tell her what they were, or told her what the pills were. He offered them to her, and she agreed to take them. She just didn't know what it was. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not taking aspirin from a motherfucker that I don't really know. You know what I mean? And then you knew back then Quaaludes and shit was like the wave. So if somebody offer you like, oh, I got this pill, and even if they kind of shady with it, they tell you like, oh, don't worry about it, it's gonna help you relax. What the fuck does that tell you? Like, you know what I mean? He trying to get you loose.
Yeah.
I'm not defending Bill Cosby in no way. If you guilty, hey, send him to jail. But I don't like the way the whole proceeding went to how they got the conviction based on a sealed deposition that he gave under the agreement that would be sealed for life, and that was the only reason why he gave that deposition.
How is she still able to talk? I thought like doing stuff like that. It's like okay, sealed is done for.
It was
right?
supposed to have been.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, you can't talk about this no more. Like, unfortunately, it had whatever happened.
Unless they didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay, yeah. So
basically, they
that's
just
what I
had
was looking
she
for.
accused him. He was like, okay, let's meet in the middle. They came up to an agreement. I don't know if they had a non-disclosure
like, you
agreement.
raped me, but you ain't raped me.
Yeah, like sexually assaulted is
Oh,
what.
sexually
Give me a
assaulted.
million
Assault.
and I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much not in those terms, but that's what happened.
Okay.
Like they came up with a financial agreement. They settled out of court.
Mm.
And like I said, the only thing that convicted him was his deposition. Like he pretty much said, I gave her pills, and she took them, and she passed out. I don't know in the deposition if he actually said like he touched her. You know what I'm saying? But he might have. I don't know. But my thing is, he offered her the pills, and she took them. She said he drugged her, and she didn't know it.
What?
Exactly. So that's where I don't. This whole case to me is like
Marine Corps. That's not consent.
big facts.
Yeah, military in general, it ain't consent.
Now
me?
for the 3 to
Fuck
10, I think that's
And he gonna live about 2.5.
He ain't gonna live that
It
long.
depends, man. Like
3 months.
I think because of who he is, he'll be taken care of in the facility that he's going to.
Oh no,
But-
they gonna rape him.
Nah, like
They
not
gonna-
not
you
not
rape-
Huxtable.
You raping girls? I'm gonna rape you.
Nah, not Huxtable. But he didn't rape her.
Some people
He didn't rape her.
Oh,
Live
yeah.
better than us
I
on
mean,
outside
but-
world. Like,
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
they
saying.
have no idea,
I
they
don't-
live like royalty in there.
I don't think he's gonna have any problem in the prison.
No.
just because of who, like you said, because of who he is. He has a legacy. He has a good, other than this, a good legacy. A very
Great
good, a great legacy is what he has. So many people was like, dang, this is kind of like the American Dad a little bit.
I
He
just said
was-
a lot of people looked up to him.
Right.
He raised a lot of urban men, to be honest.
Correct. But the only thing I can say is I would say he's not gonna live that long just because
Health
I feel
issues.
like his health issues and it's gonna be like a broken heart. Like if you
Yeah.
ever heard somebody say someone died of a broken heart, not a broken heart from actually losing a person, but what he worked for,
lost
his
everything,
career.
yeah.
He's losing everything. He's losing the weight that his name used to hold. He's losing that. The people that used to love him, admire him, are now looking at him like he's trash. So he's losing who he was, who he has been really for most of his adult life. So it's like that. I feel like it's just gonna.
Yeah, that's gonna be too much.
It's gonna go down on his health.
You think about you take somebody of that legacy, that status,
Mm-hmm.
who had the financial means to move about freely, like whose reputation would allow him to go wherever he wanted
Correct.
to speak at universities or big corporations, anywhere in the world. He could do that off his name. You take somebody from that status and put him in a box.
Yeah.
At 81 years old, that shit destroys you. I don't care what kind of person you are. Like, if you raised in the streets at 81, you go to prison, not jail, prison, that shit destroys you. Now, you take, like I said, you take a man from that status, put him in a box for 3 to 10 years, at 81, already going blind, you need help walking around,
P.O.P.
now you sleeping on a fucking mattress this thick.
Yeah.
I don't see him health-wise making it, much further. If he do the full 3,
Yeah. So do you? This is my last question. About we close out. Do you think with him getting sentenced today?
oh, he in jail.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah, he in jail. So with him getting
He in jail,
sentenced, do you think networks gonna start pulling his shows and stuff like that?
They were already.
They already
I
did
know
that. They pushed that a while ago, man.
But like completely erase him almost from history in a sense.
That ain't even possible.
I don't think.
They can try.
But he's not gonna be remembered for good stuff.
He
You know
will.
what I'm saying? Like that
Most
shit is
everybody
still
gonna
gonna be there.
remember him for drugging people. Like
No.
they make jokes about it all the time. Oh, she got that Bill Cosby drink. Like
But you can't erase him.
Yeah,
Hey, what's in that
You know what I'm
drink?
saying? You can do
it's
whatever
like
you
you know
want.
how
I'm gonna go on
people
this.
in military, they die and they get the colors and stuff. But I think like if y'all like do something bad, it's like one guy like if he do something crazy, go kill a lot of people. They're not gonna like
Honor
Yeah, I
him.
mean,
Like,
honor
you
don't
him.
can
honor
do
him
whatever
death.
you want. You don't have to honor them and stuff like that, but you won't erase their legacy. You know what I'm saying? Me going on it, because I'm going to say this. It is what it is. I'm a grown-ass man. I still watch wrestling, right? So, I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, dude, Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Right? Chris Benoit was
He
one of the
shot
greatest
him
wrestlers
suicide.
ever.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit fucking strangled he suffocated his son with a pillow and strangled his wife and then he killed his fucking self. Now they don't talk about Chris Benoit on wrestling no more, but you can still go back and watch videos of him wrestling and shit like that. People still mention him as a wrestler. So it's like he did some fucked up shit and they can try to do whatever they want to do. They not gonna bring him up, but you can't erase what the fuck he did.
On this shit.
And that's
You
the
won't
same
see.
shit.
I mean, like I said, they already started taking his shows off the airwaves and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, because we are so resilient, you're gonna still have a Bill Cosby presence around. People are still gonna remember him. People are still gonna talk about the goodness that he did. But it's generational because now a lot of people that's coming up never got to witness him in his element. They didn't get to see the Cosby Show, or they didn't get to meet Dr. Huxtable. You know what I mean? They didn't get to meet Cliff Huxtable.
Right.
A lot of people now they know Bill Cosby. That's what they call him. You know what I mean? So like you're never gonna get rid of.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
If you don't know, that's what they've been calling him. Since the whole movement of the Me Too movement came around, and people more and more women started talking about incidences or whatever. That's kind of where it tailored off to. But like I said, for the older generation, the 40 and 50, 60-year olders, you never gonna take that away from them because, like I say, Bill Cosby raised a lot of families. Like you grew up watching that because one, you didn't have many channels back then to choose from, and then again, like that was one of the most popular shows back then, who actually had some substance that people could relate to. You think about the Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We could relate to that. But then when you think about somebody, a positive black male image, giving back and teaching young men, the ways of how to be a grown man, you can't take that away.
And I also feel like I'm not wishing death on him or anything, but when he does pass, I kind of feel like he's gonna be in a kind of a Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson type of thing, where they have this legacy that's just so strong that these people that really love him, these people that watched him, these people that grew up on him, everything is still gonna love him. But they're not gonna let go of the bad that they did. They're not gonna let that go. They didn't let go of the bad or the crazy things that Michael Jackson did. They didn't let that go. They didn't let go of the drugs that Whitney Houston did. They did not let that go. They still just had a legacy like Michael Jackson. Him turning white, people not believing he's white and all this. He's bleached himself, blah, blah, blah. Everything. He's messed with little boys. All of
and
that.
that's worse
everything.
to me.
Yes.
Like,
but his
that's
legacy
a grown
was
man
so
touching
strong.
little boys
Yes.
compared to
people
a grown
crying.
man and a grown woman.
People crying in the streets. Like, how did people find out that he was possibly dying or whatever the case may be when they had the the emergency vehicle get to his house and stuff like that? People already lining up outside of his house. People already lining up outside of the hospital before they even pronounced him dead. His legacy was so strong that that bad that he did, or they assume that he did.
He did that shit.
That bad is still gonna be talked
Whatever they
about
say he did,
because
he
people
did
gonna
that
talk
shit.
about the good and the bad. But that legacy is gonna always be strong.
Is Kevin Spacey in jail?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
Is
So
Charlie
with
Sheen
that,
in jail?
Charlie Sheen.
That's a whole different podcast. 'Cause I see where
This
you going
motherfucker
with this
who's
one.
willingly having sex with motherfuckers knowing he got HIV. Is he in jail?
No. So we're not gonna touch on that because that's a different conversation,
Yeah.
and that's a whole 2-hour podcast on that alone. Yeah, man, I think good topics today.
Yeah, and we kept it short.
What's the time?
1:38.
Ooh, that's the shortest one I ever did.
Yeah.
So again, man, Bill Cosby. Hey, if you did it, hey, you where you deserve to be. I know you got a raw deal, but hey,
They could have took him back without the handcuffs though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't need to see that.
I think he was crying a little bit when he walked out.
Yeah.
Man.
I didn't need to see that.
It was. I seen one video when he was walking and he was doing that.
Oh, the little head nod back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to do that when I was graduating. When I walked across the stage, if I had the phone in my hands, I couldn't do it.
Again, I'm not defending Bill Cosby. I just feel like he got a raw deal because of how the whole deposition got used, and that was pretty much the only thing they got to get the conviction out of him.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm an advocate, you know what I'm saying, for women's rights. I don't believe it. I don't believe, dudes should be touching on women without consent. Or little kids. I hate you for that anyway.
Oh, yeah. Get the strap.
Drink responsibly.
Well, that's your daughter.
Yeah, drink responsibly. About just
If my daughter was the chick that Bill Cosby touched,
I'm just saying you have to. Guys have to think
That's a
about
whole
that.
nother conversation.
no, I mean, my daughter gonna know not to be fucking taking pills from dudes she don't.
Now I would look at my child like, damn, I failed you because I didn't give you enough game, enough like, you know what I'm saying, street smarts or whatever like that to know
And she's just
you don't just take
my mom
nothing.
told us what
Yeah,
to do.
nah.
Not to her.
I feel like I failed you.
But
we
that-
do at a young age, like.
I was about to get back into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna close this podcast out. Like I said, this be the last one in Albany for my military folks. I'm gonna try.
Georgia.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out how to how I could do them over the phone. I do have a concept, but I don't know if it sound right.
We might have to do a Snap or not a Snapchat. Skype.
Yeah.
Skype or something. I don't know. They got group FaceTime.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, they do.
They-
Not group FaceTime, but it's an app called Airtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have group FaceTime yet.
I know they got group Snapchat though.
It's called
Yeah.
Hit me up. I'll be in here.
Yeah, like, yo, what we drinking on?
I already know it.
You gotta take leave and come down there.
But yeah, I'm gonna close this podcast out. Like I said, one of the last ones is Albany, but I'm gonna keep on pushing this one alive. Who the hell is calling me? Keep this one alive. But yes, Unpredictable Thoughts Podcast. You man Troubles.
Your boy Force signing out for the last time.
Asian Cali hasn't been a while, but yep, yo.
I'm gonna miss you, dog. Fuck that. Don't worry about my name. Y'all worry about my boy Alex. You feel me? I love this nigga, dog. Been taking care of me since I was 18, cuz. Sneaking niggas in the club and shit like that, dog. But we ain't about to get into it.
I mean, sometimes that's what you gotta do. That's the way I learned, so I just did. I'm like, shit, you drink? But I mean,
Don't tell nobody.
yeah, it was a ball from there. But that's just how I do things. And I want to say, just because I said that statement, I did have, other preparatory measures to prevent some things from happening. So just don't take that line of saying to your younger subordinates, like, yo.
Just edit that part
Yeah, I
out.
underage drink, but I ain't
Just edit
underage
that
drinking
part
dry.
out. Just edit that part out. Hey, we gonna wrap this up. We starting to give up too much incriminating evidence.
This ain't even us no more. This is just some niggas that sound like
Hey,
that.
go ahead and cut that.
All right, but this is Unpredictable Thoughts Podcast. Your man Troubles. Peace.